Well, I wasn't nervous until that introduction. Well, thanks for being here. It's nice for me to be here. Start off with this song. It's the only song I ever wrote that my mother hated. It's really nice to be here. I went to 7th and 8th grade in Boulder, and I went to the University of Colorado for a little while. And it's nice to be back. It's called the Dollar Bill Blues. Well, if I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will. Go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Little darling, she's a red-haired thing. Man, she makes my legs to sing. Wanna buy a diamond ring early in the morning. Well, mother was a golden girl. I slit her throat just to get her pearls. Cast myself into a whirl before a bunch of swine. It's a long way down a Harlan road, busted back in a heavy load. Won't get through to save my soul early in the morning. Always been a gambling man. I can roll them bones with either hand. 7 is the promised land early in the morning. Whiskey be my dying bed. Tell me where to lay my head. Not with me is all she said early in the morning. Well, if I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will. Go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, y'all. I'm going to play this song because it seems so timely. It's called Snowing on Raton. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. Boy, I hope we got a clear, boy, I hope we can beat the storm out of here. It's nice to play this song where I don't have to explain what Raton is. When the wind don't blow in Amarillo and the moon along the Gunnison don't rise, shall I cast my dreams upon your love, babe, and lie beneath the laughter of your eyes? Well, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Well, mother thinks the road is long and lonely. Little brother thinks the road is straight and fine. Well, darling thinks the road is soft and lovely. I'm thankful that old road's a friend of mine. The snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. I'll bid the years goodbye, you cannot still them. Well, you cannot turn the circles of the sun. Or you cannot count the miles until you feel them. And you cannot hold a lover that has gone. Snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. That tomorrow the mountains will be sleeping, silent neath a blanket green and blue. Oh, but I shall hear the silence they are keeping, and I'll bring all their promises to you. Well, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Well, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Thanks, everyone. Here's I try not to talk very much, but I have one story that, my mom told me, don't talk, play. But I have one story, and it's about how I come to write the song Pancho and Lefty. And it's a true story, so, can't hurt usually, But I played this gig in Dallas, a 3-day weekend gig. And I was traveling with this guy named Daniel, a buddy of mine, and because he had a car. And he was also a flower child, a serious flower child. And so happened that same 3-day weekend, Billy Graham and the Guru Maharaji both played Dallas. And Billy Graham drew like 500,000 young Christians from all over the world. It was a big deal. And the Guru had like 300,000 young gurus from all over the world, right? And I had like 10 winos from Houston. I was downtown. Billy Graham was at the Coliseum, and the Guru was at Texas Stadium, and I was at the Rubaiyat, And because of all this religiosity in Dallas, there was no hotel rooms nowhere. So me and Daniel had to travel about 50 miles north. And we found this place, had no TV, no Coke machine, no TV. And had a Coke machine had been broken. I asked the old man when, how long is that? It was one of them shaped, like that, like a jukebox. Looked like, How long has the Coke machine been broken? Since my wife left. When was that? So about 32 years ago. Farm out. And the swimming hole, not swimming hole, what do you call it? Cement pond. Had a crack in it, and there was just nothing to do. And I decided I'm going to sit down in this chair here, and I ain't going to move until I write some kind of song. And I don't care if it's a short song, long song, stupid song, smart song, some kind of song. And I sat there about 4 or 5 hours. I tried talking to Daniel, but, you can't talk to flower children. I gave it my best shot. I figure you got to be born. You can turn yourself into a hippie. You can be from, San Angelo and turn yourself into a hippie. But you got to be born a flower child, and Daniel was. He had a driver's license, a Georgia driver's license that had been expired for like 15 years. And I said, Daniel, this driver's license expired 15 years. He said, oh, no, you just need one. So here we go. So Pancho and Lefty kind of drifted through the window, man, and I wrote it down because I wanted out of that chair. And so we're driving into town in this old jalopy of Daniel's, and he's kind of swerving to me. He didn't, no drinking or drugs or nothing like that for flower children, right? No, yeah, boy. Boy. But he was swerving to miss all the young Christians that were hitchhiking in to see Billy Graham. And I noticed all the young Christians were hitchhiking on this side of the road, and all the gurus were hitchhiking backwards on that side of the road. I told him, Daniel, man, if you're going to hit something, hit a guru, man. Don't hit no Christian in Dallas. We'll be in trouble deep. So anyway, we're spotted by the Dallas cops, right? Wow, the biggest, meanest cops in the world. And they pull us over, boy, and they looked into the car, and they see Daniel. He's got hair down to his elbows. And he looked over and seen me, and I looked pretty rough, I'm sure. And he says, I better see some ID, boys. Daniel says, yes, sir. And hands him this expired Georgia driver's license, right? And the only ID I had to reach in the back seat. I had a record album that had my picture and my name. And I was like, well, it took me about 30 minutes every morning to put that mother in my wallet. But anyway, the policeman was looking at George's, Daniel's expired driver's license. And Daniel, out of the blue, looks up through the window. He said, excuse me, sir, do you know Jesus? Wow. And this giant boy, he had one of them flat hat, marine hat, mirror shades. He hands Daniel back his driver's license, says, you boys be careful. So I always figured that Billy Graham and the Guru kind of co-wrote this song, but I never heard from him. So. Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye, sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel, wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. That's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him hang around out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dusty Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. But ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, so the story ends with cold. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. We'll save a few for Lefty too. He just did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. A few great federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose. A few great federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose. Here's a song about the homeless of the land. It's called Marie. I stood in line and left my name. Took about 6 hours or so. While the man just grinned like it was all a game. Said they'd let me know. I put in my time till the Pocono line shut down 2 years ago. I was living at the mission till I met Marie. I can't stay there no more. Fell across town, said he looking for a man, moved some old cars around. Maybe me and Marie could find a burned out van, do a little settling down. But I'm just dreaming, I ain't got no ride, and the junkyard's a pretty good ways. That job's about a half week old, besides, be gone now anyway. Unemployment says I got no more checks, and it showed me to the hall. My brother died in Georgia some time ago. I got no one left to call. Well, summer wasn't bad below the bridge, a little short on food, that's all. Now I gotta give Marie some kind of coat. We're headed down into fall. I used to play the mouth harp pretty good. I used to hustle up a little dough. But I got drunk and I woke up rolled a couple of months ago. They got my harp and they got my dollar, them low-life so-and-so. harps cost money and I ain't got it. It's my own fault, I suppose. But I poke a nose down, but the Chesapeake's running 2 freights every day. If it's just me, I'd be headed south, but Marie can't catch no train. She got some pain and she thinks it's a baby. Says we gotta wait and see. In my heart I know it's a little boy. Hope he don't end up like me. Still grinning, said he lost my file. I gotta stand in line again. I wanna kill him, but I just say no. I had enough of that line, my friend. I head back to the bridge. It's getting kinda cold. I'm feeling too low down to lie. I guess I just tell Marie the truth. Hope she don't break down and cry. She didn't wake up this morning. She didn't even try. She just rolled over and went to heaven. My little boy's safe inside. I laid him in the sun where somebody find him. Caught a Chesapeake on the fly. Marie, you'll know I'm headed south, so to meet me by and by. You'll know I'm headed south, so's to meet me by and by. Thanks, everybody. Well, I decided to improve my social station. I joined a fraternal organization. I signed on the line. Boy, it's funny how songs sometimes make sense. This is about my brief career as a Sigma Nu at the University of Colorado. And then I was a pledge twice, but I never active. Boy, gave him my best shot. Well, I decided to improve my social station. I joined a fraternal organization. I tucked in my shirt and signed on the line, and right away they set about to improve my mind. Kid, we don't much like the way you walk, and you're going to have to change the way you talk. He said your dress is kind of slouchy and your attitude's a little grouchy. He said you got to learn to bubble. You got to bubble with enthusiasm. So I started bubbling. The most important thing you can't forget is learning the entire Greek alphabet. I never did really understand that that's going to make me any more a man, but I learned it. I can whip through that son of a beta backwards in 5 seconds. Well, then they hit me with some pretty hard news concerning the payment of monthly dues. I never did know where that money went. I never was sure it's real well spent. But I paid it. I ain't no trouble causer. Besides, I figured that's life. If you want good friends, they're gonna cost you. finally got to be party time. I got me a great big old jug of wine. I went back to the house in about an hour. Everybody's drinking whiskey sours, brandy Alexanders, and frozen daiquiris, reciting the Greek alphabet to one another. I could tell I was going to have to do my very best to get myself out of that fraternity mess. I stood right there outside the door. I chugged that wine like never before. Walked inside and bubbled. All over a couple of their dates. Now everything's back to normal again. Of course, there's still lots of room for improvement, friend. That fraternity stuff's too much for me. Next time I'm going to join a sorority. Give them something to bubble about. Thanks, everybody. Well, let me play. This is a song about a late friend of mine named Blaze Foley, called Blaze's Blues. And I ended up with Blaze's guitar. And he told me he wanted me to have it. He didn't know anything was going to happen to him or anything like that. But he just happened to say, if anything happens to me, which is something happens to everybody. Always, I guess. But anyway, I wrote this song on his guitar, and I used his style of finger picking and some of his words, and the rest of the words are about him. So I decided, well, shoot, maybe it'll be called Blaze's Blues. You know, being no dummy. And it wasn't easy to. We had to dig. This is a far out story. Blaze was buried on Groundhog Day down in Texas, and it was a blue norther came through, and the ground was frozen solid, and. The next day, after we all had a wake and everything, and this, that, and the other, we realized that Blaze had been buried with the pawn ticket to my guitar in his pocket. So, being, and you know, pawn shops, they're serious. They're watched. They're like gambling. They're casinos. You know, they watch them, and. It ended up, me and a couple other Blaze friends, and my oldest son and a couple of friends had to go out to, it's the most embarrassed I've ever been, hire a backhoe, and I told him I didn't have nothing to do with it, man. I just refused to watch. I stood with my back to the grave. And we got the pawn ticket, and I got the guitar, and here's what done come out of it. I got a guitar all my own. I got a quarter for the telephone. I ain't headed down this highway all alone. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Honey, they're knocking on my door. Well, you know I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone. Got no daddy, but I got a ma. Think she lives in Arkansas. Might just go and see her some old day. ain't like she'd really care. It ain't like she'd pay the fare. And I might just blow on through there anyway. Alabama, cause some trouble if I can. Oh, buddy, would you like to come along? It's a place I've never been, where you know I could use a friend. They say they'll give us $50 a song. Guitar all my own, got a quarter for the telephone. Ain't headed down this highway all alone. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Honey, they're knocking on my door. Oh, you know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Thanks, everybody. Here's a brand new one. I've played a couple times. This is about another dead friend of mine. It's easy to laugh at people when they're dead. I figure Bo... the late Bo Whitt, he was a painter, an artist who shot himself over a girl. Took all the fun out of suicide for me, that's for sure. Jerk. Anybody that thinks about suicide ought to have a friend that commits it. Watch the ripples. But anyway, it's called the BW Railroad Blues. Lay my trouble on the railroad track. I'm gonna ride, I ain't looking back. Gonna get used to the clickety-clack, big old wheels in a smoking stack. I won't be back this way. I love you, honey, heart and soul. I swear you're the sweetest thing I know. I loved you true and I told you so. I told you to come time to go. Be gone within your wind that blows. babe, I just can't stay. Lots of things I'd like to see. From the mountains to the shining sea, out in the road where the wind blows free, to the cities down below. Babe, I got to go. Trouble on a railroad track. I'm gonna ride, I ain't looking back. Just can't stop, I can't unpack. Going to sleep with a clickety-clack, the big old wheels in a smoking stack. Babe, I just can't stop. Just can't stop. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Here's the third in my friend's suite, you know. But this one is miraculously still among the living. This is called Rex's Blues, by a friend of mine named Rex, who's used to be played bass with me and played bass with Lightning Hopkins for a long time. I always say he was so ugly. When he was born, the doctor slapped his mother. I got a million of them. I'll ride the blue wind high and free. She leads you down through misery. Leave you low come time to go, alone and low as low can be. Well, if I had a nickel, I'd find a game. If I won $1, I'd make it rain. If it rained an ocean, I'd drink it dry. Lay me down dissatisfied. It's legs to walk and thoughts to fly, eyes to laugh and lips to cry, a restless tongue to classify, all born to grow and grown to die. Tell my baby I said so long. Tell my mother I did no wrong. Tell my brother to watch his own. Tell my friends to mourn me none. While chained upon the face of time, feeling full of foolish rhyme, ain't no dark till something shines. I'm bound to leave this dark behind. Ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lead you down through misery. Leave you low come time to go, alone and low as low can be. Thanks, everyone. You know, this guy woke up one morning and looked over at the watch, clock. It was exactly, as soon as he opened his eyes, the second hand clicked on the 7 o'clock. That's pretty funny. And he realized it was the 7th of July, which is the 7th month. Little wheels started turning. He's kind of a gambler at heart, you know. Starting to get nervous. So I'll blow it off. So he has some coffee, you know, and he sits there and he goes down and checks the mail. And he has 7 postcards, one each, from his 7 daughters who are scattered all over America, and one of them lives in England. And they all arrived. He hadn't heard from them in years. They're all in the post office, in the box, you know. He's like, well, I said, boy, I can't stand it. Goes to the bank, gets out all his money. Turns out to be exactly $700. By this time, he's a nervous wreck. He just like races down to the track, puts all the money on number 7 in the 7th race. Comes in 7th. Let me tell one more quickie here. This guy. I know what you mean. Sometimes I just can't help it. Sometimes, you know. Besides, I've learned my jokes are all much shorter. Thank heaven for little, you know, blessings. But the receptionist goes in to the psychiatrist. She said, "Doctor, we got a guy out here who thinks he's invisible." The doctor says, "Well, tell him I can't see him right now." Well, here's a song that I usually say, this song you don't hear every day. You know what I mean? Well, the old woman finally caught me, sneaking around her cave. Her hair looked just like barbed wire, boys, and her smile just like the grave. She asked me, could I stay a while? I said, I believe I better go. She slid her arm around my neck, and she sweetly whispered no. It's cold and dark and lonely here, soon enough you'll see. I'm oh so glad you stumbled in, I've been craving company. I cannot stay too long, you know, I left some friends at home. She said, don't you fret about your friends, down here we're all alone. What about my mother? I can't just leave her there to mourn. You don't have to think about her. Just forget you're ever born. I'll disappoint my father. You know he worked so hard for me. Well, if you have to pay your father back, just send him some misery. I miss, I said, a girl I know. I can't just leave her there to pine. While she's still got plenty of men to go, I'm sure she'll do just fine. What about my little boy? She said he's just like you. Let a few short years roll by and he'll end up down here at you. Pale green eyes began to glow and she placed her hand on mine. She smiled and said, "Don't worry, you'll get used to me in time." As her cold tongue flickered toward my throat, I spun myself around. I made a dive for the passageway, but the walls come tumbling down. Now our eyes were the only light my fevered brain could see. I turned myself away from them and I fell down to my knees. I come too far, can't get back. I beseeched all the gods of men. Fame and fortune just laughed at me, and in silence once again. Whisper deep within, embrace the God of love. And I lifted my face, and through the tears I saw light fall from above. I hurled myself into the wall. I ripped and clawed my way through the stinking, clinging loam back to the light of day. I crawled out into the wind again with the sky upon my face. I heard the earth sigh patiently as it slid back into place. Now I'm back among the ones I love, and I'm loved by them in turn. And it's only on the darkest night that green-eyed memory burns. So walk, my friends, in the light of day. Don't go sneaking around no holes. There just might be something down there wants to gather up your soul. Well, I got a dear friend, I got a bunch of dear friends here tonight, but one of them wants to hear a blues song. I'm going to play a lightning song. I wrote a song called Brand New Companion that was just kind of a tribute to lightning, so I'll play a lightning one. It's kind of a funny song, I think. I got to know Lightning because we were both from Houston, you know, and I met him about 30, 40 times, and before he died, he almost remembered my name, almost. But he always used to make up songs. He'd keep a few of them, you know, good ones, and play them again, but usually he'd just make them up because he figured remembering lyrics was just extra baggage, you know. Well, my starter won't start this morning. Man, my engine won't even turn. My starter won't start this morning. Man, my engine won't even turn. I've been running with a fast class of women. They have caused my little car to ruin. My starter won't start this morning. I hope ain't nothing wrong with my little machine. My starter won't start this morning. Man, I hope ain't nothing wrong with my little machine. Mechanic said your car's all right, kid. You just been burning bad gasoline. Not as funny as I thought. Here's another light one. Here's a good one. I don't want no woman. Man, if her hair ain't no longer mine. I don't want no woman. Man, if her hair ain't no longer mine. Nothing but bad luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time? I took my woman to the hairdresser. This is what the hairdresser said. I can't help your woman's hair, man. Well, maybe I can help her head. I told him no. No long. Nothing but hard luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time? I went to make a swing out with my woman, and I took her by the arm. I went to make that swing out of a rat jump on my head like one from a burning barn. I told her no. Baby, hair ain't no long. Nothing but hard luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time? I'll play one more song, and then there'll be, I guess, about a 15, 20-minute break, kind of a short break, and then I'll come out and play till they make me stop. So everybody hang around, boy, we can all, exchange addresses and have some lemonade. Look, I tell you, one more joke this time. This guy goes into this bar, and he's very well dressed. He's not drunk. He's not a wino or anything like that. And walks in, he sits down. The bartender comes over and he says, "I would like 3 shots of gin, please." "Yes, sir." The guy, real pensively, thoughtfully, drinks them. Takes about an hour. He said, pays up, and thank you, and he leaves. And he comes back in a couple of weeks, and the bartender almost recognizes him, not quite. And he walks down there, and the guy says, 3 shots of gin, please. "That's right. The gin man, I remember. Yes, sir." Same thing. Drinks him real slow. He gets up to leave, and the bartender kind of stops him, and he says, "Hey, we kind of know one another. You've been in here a couple times. Why is it that you get 3 shots of gin at once instead of 1 shot of gin 3 times like most people would?" He says, "Well, I'll tell you, I got an older brother in Oslo, and I got a younger brother in Dublin, and we don't drink very much, none of us, but when we do, we made a deal when we parted that we would, every time we had a drink, we'd have one for one another. So the first one is for my older brother, the second one's for Jimmy in Dublin, and then I have one for myself." The bartender says, "Oh man, that's great. That's just heartwarming." And so the guy splits, and he comes back in about 3 weeks, and the bartender sees him, boy, and he's coming down the bar, and he scoops up the gin, man, and the shot glasses, and the guy says, 2 shots of gin. The bartender's, oh no. The guy takes longer than ever, boy, drinks them, pays up, starts to walk out. The bartender stops him. He says, "Look," he says, "I don't mean to intrude, or to pry or nothing like that." He says, "I sure hope nothing happened to one of your brothers. Guess they're fine. I quit drinking." That's it. I'll play out.